Hello everybody, this is pt.1 and welcome back to some more Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. In the previous episode, we had finished up episode 4, The Forgotten Turnabout. And in this episode, we are going to be going on to the 5th and final episode, episode 5, The Grand Turnabout. And at the end of the last episode, Shelly the Killer gave us a call, telling us about a mastermind pulling the strings behind it. This is who we're going to find out. If you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me if you haven't already, and share with your friends so they can join in on this investigation. Let's get moving. April 6th, 10:02 a.m. outside Grand Tower Plaza. So what are y'all gonna do now? I reckon you're through being a prosecutor, right? Yes, that's true, I suppose. I'm no longer a prosecutor. However, you can't stop thinking about what Mr. the Killer said, right? Indeed. I congratulate you on resolving the case. However, can you truly say in good conscience that it has been solved? This case isn't over yet. The person in the red hood who kidnapped Kay at Gold Lake, and this letter from an unknown sender. Someone's schemes are at work behind this case. Must be tough having a case you just solved still nagging at the back of your mind. Well, I got some investigating of my own to be doing, so I'll be off. That's amazing. You've already decided on your next scoop? What are you saying there, Missy? Don't you be underestimating the likes of Lotta Hart. I've covered a lot of scoops, you know. I always have an extra scoop or two up my sleeves. Yikes, what's that? Someone, please. This woman is... What's happened? Somebody's dead. A monster. A monster? It's a scoop. It's a scoop calling me. Please follow me. It's this way. The fuck is up with that rhythm cycle? Also, if you stuck with me through the first couple of Phoenix Wright games, you may recognize that woman. Excuse me. Has something else happened again? I don't know. At any rate, we should follow her for now. April 6th, 10:05 a.m. outside the Grand Tower temporary film lot. These are genuine hoofprints. Hoofprints? Impossible. No animal could be this large. Mr. Edgeworth, look. Oh, fuck. Agent Lang, why is he here? Someone's on the ground. It can't be. The president of St. Fa, Dijon Huang. Agent Lang. Mr. Prosecutor. Didn't take you long to get here. What happened? What happened? That's what I like to know. Seems he's just in a considerable amount of shock over the president's death. However, What exactly are these giant footprints? And what could have happened to the president? It's a monster. A monster? Yes, sirree, looky here. Ain't no doubt about it, these are clearly the footprints of a monster. On this day, mankind received a grim reminder. It's an Attack on Titan reference. We live in fear of the mighty Moozilla. Mighty Moozilla? This here's a scoop. I got myself a scoop. Man trampled to death by a monster. I reckon it'll be the top story in tomorrow's paper. What nonsense. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait, it can't be.
I am Zhu Zhonghai. By a part of date. We bring my country for that purpose.
The real assassin was you all along. That is correct. I received a request from a curious individual to take the president's life. That man, could he have... Hey you, were you first to discover the body? Yes, well... Agent Lang. Langzy says. First come, first suspected. You, did you really just discover the body? Of course. Please calm down, you're scaring her. He does seem to have lost his composure. Calm down. How am I supposed to calm down? You know who's been murdered? Dijun Wang, the president of Zing Fa. Agent Lang, this isn't like you. When we first met, you had an army of subordinates under your command. And you boasted of having the highest arrest rate in Interpol. And what now? Did you forget the fundamentals of investigation along with all your men? What did you say? Instead of questioning people at random, you should investigate the crime scene first. Am I wrong? I don't need you to tell me that. I'll do a thorough investigation. Well, at least it seems he's calmed down for now. Mr. Edgeworth, let's investigate too. Yes, let's investigate. Right now, I do not have any investigation rights, but until the police arrive... What are y'all saying? Ain't it obvious who done it? The man behind it all is the mighty Moozilla. Well, I guess it ain't the man behind it. More like the monster behind it, you know? Good grief. Could you please just try not to interfere with the investigation? Shut your trap. You're the one who better not be sticking your nose in my business. I ain't forgiving you for messing up my scoop. Excuse me. It's that woman who first discovered the body. I feel like I've seen her before. You're Mr. Edgeworth, right? Do you remember me? Yes, that case from before. Huh? Do you know her? Yes, I do. At least I think I do. My name's Claire Faraday. I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. My, you have such a cute assistant. I'm Penny Nichols. I'm an assistant at Global Studios. I'm in charge of the props and sets. It's nice to meet you. Yes, that was it. I once handled a case that occurred during the filming of The Steel Samurai. This woman was a member of the show's staff, and she was involved in the incident. I must have met with her on numerous occasions over the course of the case. But to be honest, I had completely forgotten about her. It was nice to see you again. The fact that you're here must mean that this place is... Yes, this is sort of outdoor filming lot for Global Studios. They're shooting a movie here right now. I was the first to arrive today, so I set everything up for filming. But everything seemed strange. Those giant footprints, and that dead body. I see. We should examine the body. At any rate, could you please contact the police? Yes, right away. I'll have to take the time to listen to her story later. First, let's examine the body. There are many things besides the body that concerns me. I'll need to examine every nook and cranny of this place. Let's examine the scene. Alright, let's get started. There's a monster costume in front of this building. Mr. Edgeworth, is that really a costume? Maybe it's actually the monster who made all these footprints. And it just shrunk itself down. I'll say this one more time, so listen carefully. There is a monster costume in front of this building. It's just a costume. There. Oh, God damn it. This seems to be the lighting equipment that they're using for this film. That's right. There's something I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth. When I'm stealing something, can you use this to make me look cool in a spotlight? You want someone to shine a light on you when you're stealing something? Well, duh. If the other grass's handiwork can't be seen because it's too dark, wouldn't you feel bad for the people watching? You're planning to steal things with an audience looking on? It's one of those sheets you lay out on the floor when you're having a picnic. It's definitely a vinyl sheet, however, I don't think it's for picnics. Mr. Edgeworth, if I may, that's actually a waterproof sheet. It's used with the camera crane over there. We'll cover the camera crane and use it when it's raining. Then this sheet must be pretty big. Yes, it would be pointless if we didn't cover up the entire crane. The weather was overcast yesterday, so we've been using it quite a bit. Miss Nichols, where does this entrance lead to? It's connected to the Grand Tower lot. Does this case also have something to do with that building? The building with the secret 51st floor where the black market auctions were being held. It wouldn't be strange if it were still hiding a few more secrets. This lock and chain. Somebody cut through the chain. What? I'm sure it was locked up properly yesterday, though. It is possible the culprit forced his way in through here. What is it? It's completely dented in. How did this happen? There is indeed a huge dent in the fence over there. Something rather heavy must have struck it in order to make a dent like that. It wasn't like that at all yesterday. It wasn't? So this dent was made last night. What do you want? I'm busy, gal. Best not get in my way. Why are you so obsessed with that monster? Such a thing couldn't possibly exist. What do you say? I ain't letting that pass. Mozilla lives, I'm sure of it. It's the mightiest monster on the side of the Pacific Rim. I don't suppose you have some kind of basis for that. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. What? You saw it? No way. Yes way, the mighty Mozilla was really here. Last night, when I was on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. You mean when he was snooping around the black market auction? That's right. It was right around when I took this here photo. That's the photo of the person in the red hood. This was Joe Crane, right? You see those blinds next to the red hood? Well, the mighty Mozilla was on the other side. But there's nothing in the photo. It's mighty hard to capture something like that from such a distance. But I've seen it plain as day. Mozilla's giant eye was peering in through those blinds. The monster was peering in. Looky here. Now at the time for this. I gotta get my materials. They're all in my way. Now go on, get! Shoot! How absurd. Mr. Edgeworth, you must be completely dumbfounded right now, aren't you? Was it that clearly written on my face? Right. I'm sorry about earlier. I was a little flustered. Alright, let's talk to her. Were you here alone? Yes, I arrived before everyone else today in order to get things prepared. When I entered the lot, I immediately noticed those giant hoofprints The monster's footprints, right? Weren't you surprised? Yes, because they hadn't been there yesterday evening. So this means the footprints were made last night. Well, when I first saw them, I thought they were part of the set. But when I got closer to the studio, I saw that a person had collapsed. You didn't notice until you got closer. Lately, it seems my eyesight has gotten worse again, and my glasses aren't strong enough. As I approached the body, I finally realized what it was. I was so scared I ran away. And that was when she ran into us. You said that they were filming a movie. Could it be The Steel Samurai? No. So it wasn't... We're making a monster movie this time around. Have you guys ever heard of the Mighty Muzilla series? I'm sorry, but no. Mr. Edgeworth isn't interested in anything other than Steel Samurai after all. That's not... I guess that's to be expected, as the promotion for the film hasn't really started yet. The Mighty Muzilla, its revival breaks in 12 years of silence. It's a long-awaited sequel to the original series, so the staff are all fired up. The film is set at the Grand Tower, so we're filming on location around here. Come to think of it, yesterday. What's wrong, pal? Did something happen to the Grand Tower? Cut! Excuse me? Oh, that was Penny. Excuse me, we're sort of in the middle of shooting a movie and... I saw them filming something yesterday. That must have been this. I bet it ends with Muzilla completely destroying the Grand Tower. I wonder. You have to look forward to finding out in the theaters. If you'd like, you can have this. Let's see. The battle of the century. Now it meets its greatest rival, Mighty Muzilla versus Gordy. Wait, Gordy? This time it won't be just Muzilla, a rival monster appears as well. A rival monster. Have you heard of it, Gordy of Gord Lake? Wasn't it the talk in the town 2 or 3 years ago? Oh, so they're actually dating this now. This was... yes. Was that the end of the first? Yes, it was. So this takes place 3 years after the first game. So that means... huh. Alright. It's a mysterious monster living in Gord Lake. By chance, someone took a photo of it. It wasn't just the talk of the town, it was also involved in a case from my past. Goldie, huh? Now there's a name I don't really want to remember. When the director caught wind of that rumor, he decided to add it into the story. I get the feeling he was a bit late to catch on. Please look forward to seeing the showdown between these two rival monsters. That's a flyer. I should confirm what the security situation was like at the scene of the crime. Miss Nichols, was the entrance to this place locked? Yes, it's locked with this. It's one of those types where you have to put in the correct numbers to open it, right? About this combination lock, was it also properly locked today? Yes, when I arrived here today, it was locked tight. Who knows the combination? The producer, the director, the staff, and the actors. I think everyone involved in the movie knew about it. So anyone involved with the film could have opened the combination lock and gone in. Alright, let's see. This would make sense. Yep. The front entrance, which leads to the Tower Plaza, was locked with a combination lock. At the other end, the lock on the rear entrance, which leads to the Grand Tower, was broken. Now, where does this leave us? I know this one. The culprit entered from the rear entrance, right? Exactly, and knowing this, we now understand one more critical fact. The culprit must be someone who didn't know the number to the lock combination lock. To unlock the combination lock. Right, if they knew the code, it would have been easier to enter from the front entrance. Entering through the back door is common sense for a thief. It's much less conspicuous. We can't underestimate a culprit who thinks like a thief. Please keep your guard up. She surely becomes lively all of a sudden when this subject gets brought up. To put it simply, everyone involved with the movie knows the combination for the lock. In other words, it's quite likely that the culprit is someone who is not involved with the film. Wow, is this really the president? Yes, to think we saw him alive just a few days ago. That would make this a presidential assassination, right? Oh. Whew. Alright, let's check everything first. There are no visible external wounds, but it's clear that he's already passed away. So then I guess he really did get stepped on by a monster? That's impossible. Huh? Don't the president's clothes look a bit dirty to you? Indeed, there appears to be some sort of yellow stain. I bet it's monster jaw. Okay, please be more serious. We'll need to have forensics take a closer look at the stain. So this was the state of the body. I should make a note of it. What's this white thing? Well, wait, is this a bone? Looks like we got a new case in our hands. It looks less than bone and more like some kind of horn. Do I have anything in my evidence that could tell me what this horn is?
Eureka!
Doesn't this horn belong to that monster, Mozilla? You're right. It looks just like it. Maybe it's a prop for the film? Based on the size of the horn, the head should be quite large. I wonder how it ended up here. I'm sure we'll find out if we ask someone on the staff. No? Alright. Alright, it was worth a shot. About this horn, have you seen it before? Huh? That's Mozilla's horn. It's a model we made to use in our ad campaign. Where was it? It was on the ground by the back entrance. That's strange. Mozilla's head should have been stored on the studio roof. I suppose the head would have been rather large, wouldn't it? Yes, it's not as big as the real thing, of course, but it's still quite large. Look, you can see it from here. See, it's right there. It certainly is large. There sure are a lot of interesting things around here. It's the equipment we use for filming. The Mozilla costume and the camera crane. They really are treasures. I'm getting kind of excited. It's possible that some of this equipment was used in the crime. I better take a closer look. We'll finish up the investigation here and then call it. I wonder what this iron pole is for. Oh, maybe it's used to practice tree climbing. No, this is a film crane. It's used to capture footage from high locations. Right now it's not attached, but normally there would be a camera connected to the end. I get it, this would be perfect for scoping out places you're trying to steal from. Do you think they would let me borrow this? And how exactly, may I ask, do you intend to bring it back home with you? Mr. Edgeworth, you can take the base and I'll take the top part. Does she actually expect me to help her? If we take it nice and slow, we might be able to make it to your house, Mr. Edgeworth. What? Not only do you want me to help you carry it, but you plan to leave it at my house? Alright. No. Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes a little more sense. The dent in this fence and the broken horn. Neither of these things were there yesterday evening. Based on the fact that these two things have changed. Could it Mozilla's head have... Indeed, the head that was on the rooftop may have tumbled down onto the ground. This is a new possibility, which would mean that... we may have found the missing murder weapon. Ah, really? At the moment, I can only say that this is just a possibility. If the giant monster head had fallen from the studio roof, that could definitely be a murder weapon. Miss Nichols, may we investigate the studio roof? The roof. Okay, I understand. Go on ahead, but the stairs can be a little bit slippery, so please watch your step. May we see the roof? Yes, of course. Go right ahead. Okay, let's take a look. So this is Mozilla. Huh? Somehow this doesn't feel quite right. See, this looks way cooler. And he doesn't have a nose ring either. I see. You two aren't familiar with Mozilla. This is Mozilla's original design from 12 years ago. What? Then... who's this? That's our take on it from the new movie. We revamped the design to appeal to modern audiences. Revamped? But it looks totally different. And no matter how you look at this one, it's a cow. Well, of course. After all, Mozilla was originally a cow monster. A cow monster? Having a cow, an animal that humans are very familiar with, turned into a monster, allows us to question mankind's relationship with nature. That's the theme of Mozilla. Meh. I just don't get it.
Nor do I.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. We made this replica of the original Mozilla's head for promotional purposes. We'll be using it to let people know that the film is a sequel to the original series. I guess it would be hard for people to tell that they're the same monster. As we suspected, one of the horns appears to have been broken. So did this head really cross the precedent? It's possible. However, there's still something I don't quite understand. What's that? Miss Nichols, this head looks rather heavy. How do you transport it? Made so it can be taken apart. It's not that hard, if you know how to do it. But if you don't know how, it'd be pretty much impossible, I think. Which means it would be pretty much difficult for anyone not involved in the film. When taken apart, it would be possible for one would it be possible for one person to carry it to load? Definitely. Given enough time, even I could do it. However, this face is... Mr. Edgeworth, I feel like I've seen this cow somewhere before. Indeed, I was just thinking the exact same thing. It was on board the President's plane, and in the storeroom of the black market auction. The President's stuffed toy. So that was a doll of the original Mozilla. Could this really be just a coincidence? There's a can of paint thinner here. It's probably used for making props. Mr. Edgeworth, doesn't the area around here look kind of burnt? It does. The spread out blue sheets, newspaper, and side on the can all look burnt. I wonder if this is Mozilla's head. If this Mozilla head can also shoot out flames. Well, this old Mozilla design doesn't look like it could breathe fire anyway. It's not of main concern, but I am certainly curious. There's a heater here. Do you think the staff uses it to keep themselves warm? It's possible, although it may be spring, it can still get rather chilly at night. Mr. Edgeworth, people are gonna think you're an old geezer if you say stuff like that. Even in the best of times, you tend to see things like an old man. Can't you at least try to be more cheerful and lively when you talk? Do I really seem that unlively? Some sort of wooden stand had fallen over. The area around it seems to be burnt black. Well, Mozilla's head should have been on that stand. But the legs have broken off. It doesn't look like it can be used anymore. The broken legs seem to be badly burnt. I think it's safe to assume that a small fire occurred here. Small fire, huh? Is that what burnt and broke the legs of the stand? When the legs broke, the stand would have tilted. If Mozilla's head was on top of the stand, it would have fallen off. So the head fell down because of the fire. Yes, and if that's the case, I also have a pretty good idea what caused the fire. There's a flammable can next to the heater. Seems like someone is lacking in safety awareness. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. But I don't think anyone used this heater yesterday. I see. In that case, I wonder what caused the fire. I could probably carry a light stand of this size on my shoulder. Okay, don't tell me you're planning to steal this. Of course not, but if I carry this around with me, I can shine a spotlight on you whenever you shout objection. Man, that sounds so cool. So, when should we start? Never, please. Okay, so it's the same thing. Heater. That's all we can examine here. You moved. Oh god, here we go. Now we gotta go through this whole thing again. I guess all we have left to do is to... Mr. Prosecutor, so we meet again. Indeed, just a few days ago we met at the detention center. Agent Lang, what brings you here? Just some boring work, nothing you need to know about. You always pick the worst time to show up. Anyone ever tell you that bad things happen when you're around? Just don't get in the way of my investigation, okay? I must avenge the death of our president. Why were you here? You arrived here before us. Sorry. Excuse me. What were you doing in a place like this? You suspect me? Come on now. I heard a scream. It was a woman who found the body. During the scream, I came in through the entrance over there. Apparently it wasn't locked. Why is there a lock on the ground over there? I should take a closer look. So he came here around the same time we did. Why were you at the Grand Tower?
Well, I had my reasons.
He also said something along those lines when we met at the detention center.
Maybe he's really a fan of giant monsters and he came to sneak a peek at the Mozilla set. Giant monsters? I have no interest in such things.
He clearly doesn't think that the murder is a monster either. It's regrettable what happened to the president.
Yeah, Wang was the pride of Zhangfa, and yet...
Seems like you were quite close to the president.
Previous head of the Lang clan, my father, served under President Wang. Protecting the life of the president has long been our clan's greatest duty. My old man received a great number of special medals from the president himself. As a token of his trust, the president left his will in the protection of the Lang clan. Those medals in that will, they were the pride of our clan. Our family treasure, so to speak. Who would have thought the day to unseal that will would arrive so soon?
So then, I guess the president was like a close family friend. Huh? But during the incident at Gourd Lake, why weren't you with the president, Mr. Lang?
Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and the old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life.
12 years ago, huh?
And suddenly he changed, as if he became an entirely different person. Nowadays, he doesn't even have a shred of faith in the police force of Zhangfa.
12 years ago? I wonder what on did.
Even so, I still respect the man. Zhangfa is a small country, but he carried out the nation with his strength. Damn it! So what were his bodyguards doing?
Have you already contacted the embassy?
Yeah, of course. I've also informed Zhangfa and my clan as well. It's gotten pretty hectic there, so what with the will and all. But it'll be the same here, once the bodyguards show up. If you don't want to see me rip him into them, I suggest you gotta head out of here soon. Mr. Prosecutor. Right now, I'm just a single Interpol agent. A literal lone wolf. They probably won't let me be in charge of the investigation. But you better believe, my fangs are still sharp as ever. I'll definitely capture the culprit with my own hands, and you better not get in my way. Mr. Prosecutor, I'm going to take my leave here for a bit. There's something I have to check.
Agent Lang, I wonder if he's caught on to something. Move it.
What do you say? Guess you're a brat with no manners.
And you're an annoying old man. Quit your yapping already. I'm terribly sorry. Come on, John. Oh, what were you doing? Who was that? Someone from the police. Why'd you suddenly pick a fight with him? Huh. It sure was a tense standoff. You didn't budge an inch, even before Agent Lang. Allow me to introduce you. This is John Marsh. He's the lead actor in our movie. The lead actor? Is this child? Hi, I'm Kay Faraday. Nice to meet you. And this is Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Prosecutor. He's a pretty famous prosecutor, you know. But he's not wearing the prosecutor's badge. Yeah! He's frightfully perspective. John, it's probably better if you didn't go over there. That's certainly not a sight a child should see. However, he is someone involved with the case. I'll need to speak with him later. Alright, we're gonna have to end it off here. In the next episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Let me try that again. In the next episode of Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path, the Grand Turnabout, we're going to talk to Mr. Marsh the Brat and find out what he knows. I will see you guys later.